One of the biggest factors for any athlete, for anyone that's chasing the dream, trying to be as fit as possible, aside from those that are just doing something simple on the weekends, is recovery. Or more importantly, how seriously you take recovery. Recovery is a big thing. Now, when you're 17 years old, you can often do some sort of workout routine for an hour, drink a liter of chocolate milk, eat an orange, and then go to practice for 2 hours. And then after practice, you can probably go and hit the gym for another hour. Go home, eat a couple of cheeseburgers, drink a lot of water, take a nap, sleep 10 hours, wake up the next morning, and probably be able to do it all again. Recovery is paramount, even more important as you get older. One thing that I found along the journey is whenever I'm chasing the dream, hitting it hard from one day to the next, or trying to keep up with those that are 20 years younger than me, is I can often hold my own. I can stand toe to toe for a while. But the hiccup, the difficult part, is in recovery. You might be in the gym and keep up with those that are half your age, but as I said, they'll go home, eat a bunch of food, take a nap, and recover the next day. Meanwhile, you will pay for it. You'll be sore for 3 days. Something will hurt. Something will be annoying. Something will be nagging you constantly for the better part of weeks. So what I'm doing here is just an Airdyne. I'm focusing on my recovery. My legs have been shot for the better part of 3 days from quite a bit of leg work. My bicep has been feeling pretty good. Now, this machine here, it's called an Airdyne. There's another one out there called the Assault Bike, and then Concept 2, which is the name brand that you can see on the right side there on my Ski Erg that's up against the wall. Concept 2 is one of the bigger providers of kind of cardio machines, if you will. They make the rowers and ski ergs, and it's called an Echo Bike. And they make them, they supply the CrossFit Games and the CrossFit community. So I'm using an Airdyne. It's an old thing. It's been around for decades. This one is by Schwinn. It absolutely sucks. There's no knob or lever that increases the resistance. Basically, the harder you go, the worse it is. It is known in my gym as the worst machine in the garage. It can make you sick and destroy you in 2 minutes or less. Absolutely. I've been there. I've seen other people go there. I've had people that are really fit blow this thing out of the water for 90 seconds and they look like they're going to die for the next 20 minutes. It just creates intense and insane cardiovascular demand. As you go, as I said, the harder you push, the more it gives you. And it puts a lot of blood to your legs. So you're dealing with big muscle groups and high heart rate. That's a recipe for disaster. So therefore, it is very effective as a conditioning tool to use in intervals, to use in between. But interestingly, it's an amazing machine for cardiovascular fitness. And the thing that you want to kind of think through and why this is the case is it doesn't have what's known as the eccentric, ECC. So you have three sort of main areas, I guess, of muscle contraction. You have concentric, which is, let's say you're laying on your back on a bench. You push the bar away from you. That is the concentric movement. Isometric is static holding. Okay. If you drop down into a squat, like a wall sit, and you just hold it, that's an isometric hold. And then you have the eccentric, which is the negative, right? Bodybuilders have been known to do a lot of eccentric training because it breaks down a lot of muscle fibers. It tears the muscles down. And that's what bodybuilders want because that's how you build hypertrophy. You break the muscle down, you feed it proteins, amino acids, so on and so forth. And as it starts to recover, it builds back bigger, stronger, and so on. So you want as much muscle fiber breakdown as possible so that the body can adapt to that and build it bigger. So that's why bodybuilders, or if you do bodybuilding training, but you're not used to the bodybuilding protocol and you do the amount of volume they do, which is like 50 sets of chest, you're just sore. I mean, you can't push yourself off the floor. You're just broken. And a lot of the training that accomplishes that is using eccentric. So it's the muscle contracting and then releasing. A bike does not have any eccentric to it. It's just pushing one way, right? I don't have clips in. If I had clips in, which is what you'll see on like cyclists and the Tour de France and whatnot, is those clips allow you to pull with your hamstring. And as you contract and pull with your hamstring, you're pulling the pedal back with you because your shoe is clipped into the pedal. That's what pedals are for. So the fact that my feet are sort of freestanding, I'm only pushing down. It's not doing anything eccentric. It's not breaking down the muscle fibers. Combined with using big muscle groups like my quads, it's pushing blood to my legs. Blood is how you recover, period. I just recently read an article that says icing it can actually be the enemy of recovery. I'm not talking about you have a swollen ankle or a sprained ankle and you need to get down the swelling. Just generally trying to ice your legs. The reason why is, as we all know, a sudden shock of cold to the muscles, to the body, it changes your vascularity, right? It shrinks blood vessels. So it actually can inhibit recovery. So what I'm doing here, and the video cuts off. I don't know what happened with my GoPro, but that's good because I'm just going to bore you. I did 20 minutes on the Airdyne at that pace that you're seeing right there, and I used it to get blood and recover. And now I'm recovered. I'll see you tomorrow.